Whoa! What's going on, guys? It is Muscle Pro Figs here, back at it with another video. And as you can see, we finally got them. We got the Ultimate Edition, Brandi and Cody Rhodes, based off of WrestleMania 40, when Cody finally dethroned Roman Reigns and became undisputed champion. What a night! That was probably one of my favorite wrestling matches that I've ever seen witnessed, dude. Epic, and we have figures. We have figures from that match. So sick. And then we also got the figure of Roman, his dance partner that night. I'll show it off in a bit because I got a lot of comparisons with the Cody. But let's just dive straight into these. These are now shipping from Mattel Creations. Came a little bit earlier than expected. These were slated for sometime in like late October. Now we're still in September. So let's go. Check your accounts, see if yours shipped out, because we got the Ultimate Edition figure, Ultimate Edition women's and male figure of the year. So very cool stuff. I just want to show off the outer shell box that it came with. I'm not gonna be able to frame this whole thing, but definitely go check me out on Instagram. I got more photos on the box art and whatnot, but I think this is fantastic stuff, man. I really do. This is very awesome. I think this only cost about like $75 shipped. Pretty cool stuff. Logo on the front. And then we can take a look at the back of the box here. Very cool stuff, man. It was tough for me to open this, I'm not gonna lie, but definitely want these on the shelf because this was a big moment in time. I'll try getting one if they restock. Try getting another one just because this is a great figure to have mock and then to get signed one day by Cody and Brandi. That would be really cool. There's the back. There you go. You get the gist of it, guys, right? You get the gist of it. But let's just dive straight into Brandi. I know you all want to see the Cody. Let's just dive into the Brandi, go through her, dissect her a bit, and yeah. But I gotta say, I'm gonna try my best doing this review. I know I'm not the best when it comes down to it. I know Alex West at My Damn Toys, all those guys are way more superior than me. But let's try to do this properly, and let's just dive into it. So here we go, kicking things off with Brandi Rhodes. Wow. And I gotta say, I haven't not moved these figures at all. I haven't messed around with them, so I'm very, very stoked. So we're gonna go through this together, guys. But I gotta say, off rip, this Brandi looks 10 times better than the Jazzwares one. I don't have that one, sold it off. The skin tone on that was ass. The height was not good, and body proportions were okay, but this one takes the cake. Look at this. Look at this head scan. Tell me how does that not take the cake for the best Brandi Rhodes head scan that's ever been made? This is fantastic, man. Fantastic stuff. You got the purple down here. Looks really good stuff. Let's take the hair out of here. Nice. You got the purple there too. Continuing there, you got this nice soft goods jacket. It's got like a little glitter sparkling effect. Very cool stuff. It's like a turquoise green. And then you get some silver in there and whatnot, just to match the theme for WrestleMania 40. And then as well as that, you get Cody Rhodes' logo right in the front. Very cool. And then you got some silver, dots going around her white singlet. Very cool stuff. Right here, I think this is a new mold. You got some heels. Right here. She stands pretty well. And usually with the women's figures, they don't stand that well when they have heels. So it's very cool. Very cool stuff to, see that. Very nice. Wow. Dude, I'm in awe just looking at this figure. This is awesome. So let's take the jacket off real quick. See how she looks without the jacket. Dude, this is so good, man. Yeah, the body proportions on the part choices, dude, perfect for Brandi. Very nice. Very nice. I don't really have to go through articulation. It's typical articulation with your Ultimate figures. So let's just put the jacket back on, and yeah, we'll just dive into Cody. We're gonna take a look at her other head scan, and then we can just dive into the Cody, because I'm really hyped up about the Cody. I know y'all are too. I know people are probably just gonna be selling off the Brandi Rhodes and whatnot, but yeah, pretty cool. Very nice. Very much needed for the set. And then here's the other head scan. It's her plucking her lips. Look at that. She's ready to kiss Cody Rhodes before the match, after the match. Very cool. And then you got the Another interchangeable set of hands, just the open hands right here. Pretty cool. So let's get down to business. Let's dive into the Cody Rhodes. Dude, I am so hyped to look at this. And here we go, dude. Here we go. Look at the mask. I know that's probably the first thing y'all are going to be looking at. Look at the mask. The detail, the paintwork, it's just perfection. Perfection. Mattel. That's what I'm talking about. So Mattel has been stepping up their quality control. I'll give them that. That's what I've noticed the last few figures that I've picked up from them. So very good stuff. And it's easy to clip on and off, you know. It's just a nice rubber material. You don't have to worry about these spikes breaking off over time or anything if you mess around with it a lot. So very cool. It's on there nicely, nice and secure. It's not gonna fall off, obviously. The detail on the, you know, the robe and the jacket, you know, the cape, the cloth goods cape. You never see stuff like this. They went all out, and I mean, they got the little details right, like the scaling right there, as you can see on the cuffs. You can see the scaling right there. You can see the scaling here too. I looked back at reference photos. Everything on this is completely accurate. They got all the details up to par, so very nice stuff. Even when you lift the cape up, they got the rest of the details on here, which is very awesome to see. I'm glad they didn't skimp out on anything. So very good stuff. Before I take off the, you know, the jacket and whatnot, the mask, I just want to compare the last Ultimate Edition Cody that we got, which was the WrestleMania 39 Ultimate. So I gotta say, and I guess you guys can agree with me, this one just stands out way more, and this is a more memorable night. I mean, this one was too, when he lost to Roman. We did not see that coming, let's be real. But yeah, very, very cool. Glad to have both. I gotta say, just from the looks, this one's probably gonna be the one that's front and center with the Codys. But I like this one a lot too, you know. It was good at the time. We got that like a year ago, but let's just, you know, dive straight into the Cody Rhodes. Let's take off the accessories and whatnot. Yeah, I'm very hyped to look at the tights now. I gotta say, this is probably still my favorite gear that he's worn, and it's not just because of the moment. I think this gear is freaking phenomenal. We just set that to the side. There's a lot to go through with this figure. But yeah, here we go. Bam. And bam. So before we take a look at the tights and all that, just want to show off the other stuff he comes with. So he comes with the 2 interchangeable fisted hands, and as well as that, you got the kissing head scan for Cody. So pretty cool stuff. Pretty cool stuff. But dude, look at this. They got metallic on this too. Wow, that is insane. Insane. Same body choices from the second release, which I just showed off, the WrestleMania 39 Ultimate. You got the Rick Rude, Seth Rollins torso. Works perfectly for Cody. You got the chest hair, of course. And then first time ever, look at that. Tattoo does not continue onto the head scan. Look at that. They just placed it on the neck. Perfect. Perfect. They should have been doing this from the get-go. Very stoked to see that. One improvement I'd like to see in the future is sculpted hand tape for Cody. That would be sick to see. I think we'll see it eventually. But other than that, you know, this is a 10 out of 10 looking figure so far. The belt, you got the new belt with the Nightmare logo on the back. Very crispy, I gotta say. They did use knee pads again, but he did have his knee pads like kind of like poking out almost, I guess you could say. So very cool that they did that. Looks very realistic to how he had it. We could take the weight belt off, and let's take a look at the rest of the tights. Man, that is freaking awesome. Let me see if I could raise up the leg a little more. There we go. There we go. A little tight with the legs. You know, the newer the legs from the newer factories have been tight still, but yeah, dude, look at the detail. They got the stars on the upper knee pads. Same boots. I'm glad they didn't use the clown feet from some of his last elites. Got Liberty. There you go. It's beautiful, dude. This is so clean. Metallic finish for the American Nightmare logos. Very cool. Very good stuff, man. I gotta say, I'm not really a fan of the head scans. That's probably my main complaint. Is the head scans. I think they should have used a smiling head, or they should have used this one right here. Honestly, we could do a head swap because I think this is the best Cody Rhodes head scan. Not gonna lie. And let's just put this on. Solid. Dude, this looks solid, man. A little high up there, but I think you can make it work. Let's just take this off. And then like I said earlier in the video, I do have his dance partner, so we could bring him out right now. And who am I referring about? Well, none other than Roman Reigns. So they did release Roman's figure. I think it was earlier this year, actually. They did release it, and here we go. Look at that. It's got a custom head scan. This was made by my boy BW Customs on Instagram. Got that done. This is easily the best Roman head I've ever seen in my life. But yeah, the only really main difference is the shoes that he wore that night. It's just the shoes with his logos, Superman punch logos on there on the bottom of these kicks. But you know, I'm definitely gonna display these together. Might make a shadow box. You guys got to check out my my Instagram, because this is a big moment in time, and I gotta make like a special setup for these, dude. This is incredible stuff. So very glad to have that. There goes Roman. But as well as that, I did pick up one thing for this review. I wanted to snag this because this is the only way you can get the American Nightmare side plates on the Undisputed title. So I just picked this up from Walmart. Let's just rip this bad boy open. Here we go. And I love the head scan because that matches the back of the box. So we're going to do a head swap, give him this title, wrap up this little quick review. Already 12 minutes in. Cover your ears. Boom. Boom. So basic Cody Rhodes. Love this head scan. We're taking this off, placing it on here. Fits perfectly. Oh my goodness. Dude, we got to take this American Nightmare title right here. Place it right here. Just like that. Wow. Pick up the camera. Look at this, dude. This is how it should have came. Oh my goodness. You know, that's just me nitpicking. It would have been cool if we got this this title with it. But this head scan takes it to another level. Look at that. Look at that, dude. And Brandi looks just like Brandi. Look at that. With this, dude, check out my Instagram. We're gonna take some cool photography photos. Highly recommend this 2-pack. If you skimped out, you might have to pay the eBay prices. I'd say $150 would have to be your max. This is phenomenal. Easily some of the best Ultimate figures that I've had in a long time. And I'm not even just saying that, dude. This is amazing. This Cody Rhodes is a 10 out of 10 figure. Brandi Rhodes, 10 out of 10 figure as well. So definitely pick this up. This is phenomenal. You guys have a good one. Stay safe. And I will see you guys in the next one. Peace.